Did you watch the Gwyneth Paltrow trial? As it continues on to week 2, it seems there have already been some pretty strange moments. Hey guys, I'm your host Lauren, and today we're going to be counting down the top 10 most bizarre moments from the Gwyneth Paltrow ski crash trial. Number 10, the height moment. Going to court after Terry Sanderson sued her over hitting him on a ski hill in Utah, not many thought the trial would have as many bizarre moments as it did. Some fans even suggested that it reminded them of a middle school mock trial, or that Terry's attorney, Kristen Van Orman, was in love with Gwyneth. This viral moment came to light when Gwyneth took to the stand and began being questioned by Kristen with some seemingly softball questions. Terry's attorney asked the star, "May I ask you how tall you are?" To which Gwyneth answered by saying, "I'm just under 5'10". Kristen then said, "Okay, I'm so jealous." The strange courtroom exchange continued with Gwyneth explaining that she's still shrinking though. Kristen then said, "You and me both. I have to wear these 4-inch heels just to make it to 5'5". Gwyneth then complimented the shoes, to which Kirsten then thanked her. The whole conversation happened while the star was in the witness box, being questioned by the opposing attorney. Viewers were left a bit confused, wondering if the whole trial was actually just a big April Fool's joke. Number 9, Taylor Swift. Terry's attorney Kirsten really seemed to be starstruck through the trial and seemed to not care who knew it. During Gwyneth's time on the stand, she was questioned about her request for $1 in damages. Being asked whether this was in any way related to this Taylor Swift trial that happened in 2017, where she requested the exact same thing. When asked about the dollar, the star replied by saying, "It's an actual dollar, and it's what I'm asking for," explaining to the court that this is a symbolic gesture because the damages would be much more. Kristen then questioned this by saying to Gwyneth, "Remember me asking you, is it symbolic, and you said yes it is? And then I asked you, well, you learned about that through Taylor Swift, because she also asked for $1 in symbolic damages, right?" Gwyneth replied by saying, "I think I said at that point that I had not been familiar with it, but I since am." Oddly enough, Kristen then proceeded to ask the star under oath if she's good friends with Taylor Swift. Gwyneth said to the court, "I would not say we're good friends, we are friendly. I've taken my kids to one of her concerts before, but we don't talk very often." Viewers of the trial took to Twitter to share their thoughts on this bizarre line of questioning. One user wrote, "This has to be a Saturday Night Live skit, I can't." And another adding sarcastically, "This is a no doubt vital information for the case." Number 8, essay. When asked to go through the day the incident took place and what it really looked like, Gwyneth went on to explain to the court about what she originally thought was happening. The star testified that she thought it was SA when Terry allegedly ran into her back, saying, "I was confused at first. I didn't know exactly what was happening. It's a very strange thing to be happening on a ski slope." She went on to recall, "I froze. I would say I got very upset just a few seconds later." Gwyneth went on to further explain that what she claims to have happened that day, saying, "I thought, is this a practical joke? Is someone doing something perverted? My mind was going very quickly." She later assured the courtroom that SA did not actually happen, but did say it felt like the two were spooning when they hit the ground. Terry's lawyer questioned the actress by saying, "You said you went to the right and went crashing down. Your bodies were almost spooning and your knees splayed open and you were in shock," followed by asking Gwyneth if she could act out this description in front of the court, which was of course objected by the star's team. And number 7, we have the outfit choices. Sparking many jokes by viewers, many fans have dubbed this as the whitest trial of all time. Gwyneth's outfit choices have been the butt of many jokes online, with fans calling her glasses very Jeffrey Dahmer-esque. Paired with a cream-colored turtleneck, comedian Jenny Johnson commented on Twitter saying, "Gwyneth Paltrow looks like she's on trial in 1987 for hiring a hitman to off her husband." Another user commented on the outfit as well, saying, "Calling dibs on ski trial Gwyneth for being my Halloween costume this year." Others went on to compare her to her character in her previous film, The Royal Tenenbaums. Number 6, we have the emails. During the trial, it was brought up about the possibility of GoPro footage that could possibly have caught the whole event after emails emerged alluding to the fact. The emails between Terry and his family sparked speculation as to where this footage could be if it exists at all. Terry wrote in an email to his family after the crash with the subject line saying, "I'm famous, but at what cost?" When Terry was then questioned about this, he explained, "My head was scrambled, but all I was trying to do was desperately communicate with my kids before they heard it from somebody else that I got crushed." Going on to say, "I didn't pick my words well, not at all how I felt, and I was really trying to give a little levity to a serious situation and it backfired." His daughter defended her dad by saying, "It matches his personality a little bit, making light of a serious situation." Regardless of what was intended by this email, it still has many viewers wondering if he may have targeted Gwyneth due to her fame. Number 5, we have the tipping tipping habits. Terry's attorney will most likely never hear the end of the jokes made due to her strange line of questioning, making it clear to viewers just how much she loves talking to Gwyneth. Most think the whole thing is comedic. Another viral moment happened when she asked Gwyneth about her tipping habits. The clip, which has been viewed so far by over 2 million people online, showed Kristen, who says to Gwyneth, "Now I'm assuming you're under oath here, and you're a good tipper?" To which the star laughed and replied by saying yes. She then went on to say, "Fantastic, I wouldn't expect anything else." With the clip being retweeted and commented on thousands of times, it seems like almost everyone is enjoying this trial and its somewhat random questions. One user commented on the post saying, "Frankly, I don't want this trial to ever end." Another added, "Geez, this attorney is starstruck. Are they dating or what?" Number 4, we have the attorney. With the amount of money that Gwyneth has, you would expect her to have the best of the best when it comes to her attorney. So with her current choice being somewhat V, many viewers were left confused. Gwyneth's attorney Steve Owens delivered his opening statement, which many believed was just completely scattered and just lost. One viewer commented, "Paltrow's lawyer doesn't speak in full sentences. It's so strange. He only talks in fragments and thoughts. How very odd that with all of her money, this was the lawyer she chose." During the statement, Steve received many objections which were overruled. He then commented on this to the judge, saying, "That's about 10 overruled objections in my closing," which I think is a little inappropriate, Your Honor. Viewers began questioning why Steve seemed so out of it during his statements, with a few people suggesting that he could even be intoxicated. One Twitter user wrote, "Gwyneth Paltrow's attorney is a bumbling idiot," telling the jury that Gwyneth Paltrow lost money on the instructor and ski fees that she paid before she had to stop skiing for the rest of the day, even asking the judge to limit interruptions from defense objections. Another added by saying, "Just watched Gwyneth's lawyer's opening statement and what the heck. This is insanely hilarious and I can't wait to watch this unfold." Number 3, we have the viral quote. Gwyneth has been mocked for her testimony in the ski collision trial after she explained how she suffered after the 2016 crash. Kirsten asked Gwyneth, "Is it true that you feel it's unfair that Mr. Sanderson brought this case against you?" She responds by saying, "I do." To which Kirsten goes on to say, "He has deterred you from enjoying the rest of what was a very expensive vacation." Gwyneth answers in a way that seems almost comedic, saying, "Well, I lost half of my day skiing." This clip quickly went viral, with many joking, sending their thoughts and prayers to the star. One Twitter user commented, expressing how this is the hardest they've laughed in a long time. Another viewer proposed that Gwyneth will be on the next Housewife franchise for her iconic one-liners. Others were not so pleased with Gwyneth's lack of remorse for supposedly not getting Terry any help when he did need it. One Instagram user wrote on the star's most recent photo, saying, "Who knows who hit who at Deer Valley? The thing that concerns me is that you didn't check to see if the guy was alright. That's pretty heartless. So weird." Another added by saying, "Crashing into someone below you and just taking off is unbelievably cruel. Then not even paying to help is medical, just elitist evilness." And number 2, we have the facial expressions. Gwyneth is receiving quite a bit of backlash for looking unhappy during her court trial. With many clips emerging of Gwyneth during the trial, it's looking like she's struggling to hide her true facial expressions. The many clips that have been circulating platforms is when the star's jaw dropped in shock after the opposing counsel accused the actress of lying multiple times while under oath. The moment happened when Gwyneth took the stand in Utah, where Terry's attorney argues that she should be allowed to question whether Gwyneth is clumsy. While making that argument, Kristen claims that the star has lied under oath a number of times. Her jaw immediately dropped and she shook her head, followed by her attorney Steve Owens getting up and calling the comment slanderous, wanting it to be withdrawn from the record. Kristen responded by saying she has made prior inconsistent statements during her deposition. Later, the judge ended up siding with Paltrow's attorney, who asked Kristen for an apology. She responded by saying, "I am very sorry. All I'm saying is that there were inconsistencies. I'm not trying to slander Miss Paltrow or say she's lying by any which way or form." Later, when Gwyneth was asked if this was true, that she misrepresented a number of things on the stand, she responded by saying, "Absolutely not." And number 1, we have the wine tasting. Terry Sanderson is blaming Gwyneth for his allegedly new personality after claiming that Gwyneth crashing into him resulted in a permanent traumatic brain injury. When recalling the event, Terry says, "I remember everything was great and that I heard something I've never heard at a ski resort, and it was a blood-curdling scream. And then boom, it was like somebody was out of control and going to hit a tree and pass away." He went on to describe the scene by saying, "I got hit in my back so hard and it was right on my shoulder blades. It felt like fists and poles were right at the bottom of my shoulder blades. It was a serious smack." Terry has gone on to claim that as as well as the serious injuries he sustained, he also explained that the collision has taken away from his enjoyment of life in general, when apparently a crucial part of that is wine tastings. A neuroradiology specialist, Dr. Wendell Gibby, told the court Terry is a high-functioning, active person. Every day he's doing lots of things, meeting groups, wine tasting, skiing, and volunteering. After the accident, he deteriorated abruptly, and many of these activities he loved to do, he stopped doing. Many viewers have come to an agreement that the wine tasting part of that should have definitely been left out, suggesting it's gonna do him no favors in the future. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Which part of the trial do you think is the most bizarre so far? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.